Today we are talking about a simple-looking coin that millions of people have used without ever realizing what it could truly be worth: the 1994 P Mint Mark Washington $quarter coin. This coin looks ordinary at first glance, but hidden inside its history, condition, and rare errors is a market value that has shocked collectors around the world. Some verified examples have reached prices as high as $51,293, and in this video you will learn exactly why this happened, how to identify the valuable version, and how you can check your own quarters. Right now most people believe quarters are only worth 25 cents. They sit in pockets, drawers, and wallets ignored every single day, but coin collectors know a secret that many people do not know. Some quarters can change lives, and the 1994 P Washington quarter is one of them. This coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which uses the P Mint mark, and millions were produced, but only a very small number have the rare qualities that push their value into the tens of thousands. To understand why this coin matters, we must first look at the history of the Washington quarter. The design first appeared in 1932 to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States. The obverse shows a strong left-facing portrait of Washington, while the reverse of the 1994 quarter features the iconic eagle with spread wings. This design was used for decades and is deeply familiar to Americans, which is exactly why rare versions often go unnoticed. The 1994 P quarter was struck during a time when minting speed was high and quality control was not always perfect. This created an opportunity for errors to slip through. These errors are what collectors hunt for today, and when one is found in high-grade condition, the value can skyrocket beyond imagination. The first thing to check on your 1994 P quarter is the mint mark. The letter P is located on the obverse side near Washington ponytail. If your coin has no mint mark, then it is not the coin we are discussing. If it has a D or S mint mark, it was struck in Denver or San Francisco and follows different value rules. Only the Philadelphia Mint version applies here. Next, you must examine the condition of the coin. Condition is everything in coin collecting. A circulated coin that has been used heavily will usually be worth only face value, but an uncirculated coin that looks almost brand new can be extremely valuable. Collectors grade coins on a scale, and the highest grades are the ones that command huge prices. The 1994 P Washington quarter that sold for over $51,000 was graded in near perfect mint state condition. The surfaces were clean, the strike was sharp, and there were no signs of wear even under magnification. This level of preservation is extremely rare, especially for coins that were intended for everyday use. Another major factor that increases value is mint errors. Some 1994 P quarters were struck with dramatic errors such as off-center strikes, doubled dies, misaligned dies, clipped planchets, and incorrect metal composition errors. These mistakes happen during the minting process, and were never meant to leave the mint. When one does escape, it becomes a collector dream. A doubled die error can be identified by looking closely at the lettering and numbers on the coin. If you see doubling on the word liberty on the date, or on the phrase "In God We Trust," you could be holding something special. These errors are subtle but extremely valuable when confirmed by a professional grading service. Off-center strikes are another valuable error. If part of the design is missing and the coin looks shifted to one side, that is not damage, that is a mint error. Collectors love these because each one is unique, and no two are exactly the same. Some of the most valuable 1994 P quarters were struck on the wrong metal planchet. This means the blank coin disc was meant for a different denomination. When this happens, the weight, color, and sound of the coin will be different. These errors are rare and highly desirable. Weight is another critical clue. A normal Washington quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. If your coin weighs significantly more or less, it could indicate a wrong planchet error. Using a digital scale can reveal this quickly. Sound is also important. Silver planchets make a high-pitched ringing sound when dropped gently, while clad coins produce a dull sound. Never drop a valuable coin hard, as that can damage it. Many people ask how a quarter can be worth over $50,000. The answer lies in supply and demand. Only a handful of these high-grade error coins exist, and there are thousands of collectors competing to own them. When one appears at auction, the price can climb rapidly. Professional grading services play a huge role in determining value. Companies like PCGS and NGC authenticate, grade, and encapsulate coins. Once a coin is certified, buyers feel confident paying high prices because authenticity and condition are guaranteed. If you believe you have a rare 1994 P Washington quarter, the next step is to protect it. Do not clean the coin. Cleaning can destroy value. Instantly place it in a soft holder and avoid touching the surfaces with bare fingers. Research auction records and compare your coin with verified examples online. Look closely at images and descriptions. If your coin matches the characteristics it may be worth submitting for grading. This is why checking your change is so important. Valuable coins still circulate every day. People spend them without knowing what they are worth because they look ordinary to the untrained eye, but knowledge changes everything. Imagine finding a coin in your pocket that could pay off debt, start a business, or change your future. That is why collectors stay alert, and why videos like this matter. The 1994 Washington $quarter coin is a perfect example of hidden treasure, something small, overlooked, and powerful at the same time. If you have jars of change, old collections, or inherited coins, now is the time to look. Check the mint mark, check the condition, check for errors, weigh the coin, and inspect it under good lighting. These simple steps could lead to an incredible discovery. Coins tell stories of history, mistakes, and rarity, and sometimes those stories are worth thousands of dollars. This quarter is not just money, it is a piece of history with the potential to change lives. Stay curious, stay observant, and never underestimate the value of what you already own, because the next life-changing coin could be sitting right in front of you right now. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coins and hidden value, make sure to stay tuned for more videos like this, because the world of coin collecting is full of surprises and fortunes waiting to be found. Welcome back, coin lovers and history hunters. Today you are about to discover something that could completely change the way you look at the loose change sitting in your pocket or resting quietly in a jar on your shelf, because this video is all about one very specific coin, the 1996 mint mark Washington $quarter coin, and why this ordinary looking quarter is shocking collectors around the world with a market value that has reached $50,931. And in some cases even more if the condition and details are right. So stay with me until the end, because what you are about to learn could mean that a single quarter you already own is worth more than many cars, more than years of salary, and more than most people would ever imagine. From a simple coin, the Washington quarter is one of the most recognized coins in American history, and it has been used in daily life for generations. People spend it without thinking twice. They drop it into vending machines, they leave it in tip jars, they forget it in drawers, but sometimes history hides in plain sight, and the 1996 Washington quarter is a perfect example of how a normal year and a normal design can secretly become one of the most valuable modern coins ever produced. To understand why this coin is so special, we need to travel back to the year 1996. This was a time before smartphones, before social media, and before most people thought about coins as investments. The United States Mint was producing millions of quarters every year, and the Denver Mint marked its coins with a small d to show where they were made. Most of these coins entered circulation and were spent immediately, but a very small number were different, and those differences are what turned a face value coin into a treasure. The front of the Washington quarter shows the strong profile of George Washington, the first president of the United States. His image has been on the quarter since 1932, and by 1996 the design was extremely familiar. But familiarity does not mean lack of value, because collectors care deeply about details and condition, and this is where the story becomes exciting. Some 1996 quarters were struck with extraordinary quality, while others were struck with rare errors and unusual characteristics that should never have made it into circulation. But they did, and those mistakes are what collectors chase with passion. Today, one of the most important factors that drives the value of this coin is condition. A quarter that has been heavily used, scratched, worn, and dull will almost always be worth only face value, but a quarter that has never been circulated and still carries its original mint luster can be worth dramatically more. And when we say uncirculated, we mean absolutely pristine, with sharp details, clean surfaces, and full original shine. Professional grading services examine these coins under powerful magnification. They look for tiny marks, they study the strike quality, and they assign a grade. And when a 1996 Washington quarter achieves one of the highest grades possible, its value can explode. But condition alone is not the whole story, because the real shock comes from rare minting errors and special varieties that exist within this year and mint mark. Some examples of the 1996 quarter were struck on incorrect planchets, meaning the blank metal disc was wrong before the coin was even struck. This can result in unusual weight, unusual color, or unusual thickness, and these errors are extremely rare and extremely valuable. Other examples show double die features, where parts of the design appear doubled, especially in the lettering or on Washington face. This happens when the die used to strike the coin was misaligned during its creation, and every coin struck from that die carries the same dramatic doubling. Collectors love these errors because they are visible proof of a moment when the minting process went wrong. There are also off-center strikes where the design is not properly centered on the coin. These errors can be dramatic, and when combined with a clear date and mint mark, they can sell for astonishing prices. Now imagine finding one of these rare error coins in perfect condition with sharp details, strong luster, and a clear D mint mark. This is where values like $50,931 come into play, because elite collectors compete fiercely for the best-known examples. Auctions create bidding wars when a top population coin appears, and prices climb rapidly because once a coin is locked into a private collection, it may not be seen again for decades. Another important reason this coin has become so valuable is scarcity. At the highest grade, while millions were made, only a handful survived in perfect or near perfect condition, and even fewer have rare errors or special characteristics, and collectors care about what is available, not what was made. This is why it is so important for you to check your quarters carefully, because many people never examine their change closely. They assume modern coins are worthless, but history proves that assumption wrong again and again. Take a magnifying glass and look closely at the date 1996. Look for the small D mint mark. Examine the lettering, the edges, and the surface. Look for doubling. Look for unusual textures. Look for anything that seems different from a normal quarter. Check the weight. If you have a scale, listen to the sound the coin makes when dropped gently onto a hard surface. Compare it to other quarters. Small differences can mean everything. If you believe you have something special, never clean the coin. Cleaning can destroy value instantly. Even a coin worth tens of thousands can become almost worthless if it is improperly cleaned. Instead, store it safely and consider professional evaluation. Collectors rely on trusted grading companies to authenticate coins and assign grades. This step is essential if you want to unlock the full market value of a rare quarter. The excitement surrounding the 1996 D Washington quarter proves that valuable coins are not limited to ancient history or gold and silver rarities. Modern coins can also become legends. Every year, new collectors enter the hobby inspired by stories just like this, and some of them go on to discover incredible treasures hidden in everyday places. So the next time you receive change, do not rush to spend it. Take a moment to look closely, because one small detail could mean the difference between 25 cents and $50,931. This is why coin collecting is more than a hobby. It is a treasure hunt, a history lesson, and a chance to uncover hidden value in the most unexpected places. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1996 D Washington quarter, stay tuned, because there are many more modern coins with shocking values waiting to be discovered, and the next one could be sitting in your pocket right now. Keep searching, keep learning, and never underestimate the power of a single coin. Imagine opening your pocket and discovering that an ordinary-looking quarter could change your life forever. Today we dive deep into the world of the 2018 D Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar coin. This is a story of hidden value, collector secrets, and shocking prices that have stunned the coin world. Stay with me, because what you are about to hear could make you look at every coin in your wallet in a completely new way. The Washington quarter is one of the most iconic coins in American history. It has been in circulation for generations, and most people spend it without a second thought. But the 2018 D Washington quarter carries a mystery that has collectors searching rolls and bank bags every single day. This coin was struck at the Denver Mint, and on the surface it looks just like millions of others. Yet within this massive production, some extremely rare examples exist that have reached astonishing market values. To understand why this coin matters, we must first understand how coins are made. At the Mint, blank metal discs are fed into powerful presses. These presses strike the design onto the metal using engraved dies. When everything works perfectly, the result is a normal coin worth face value. But when something goes wrong, magic can happen. Errors, varieties, and unusual characteristics can turn a simple quarter into a collector treasure. The year 2018 was a major year for quarters. It was part of the America the Beautiful program, which featured national parks and historic sites. Millions upon millions of quarters were produced to meet everyday demand. The Denver Mint alone produced an enormous number of coins. This high production makes rare errors even more exciting because they are hidden among so many normal pieces. Now let us talk about the D Mint mark. The small letter D tells us the coin was made in Denver. For collectors, mint marks are critical. They help identify where and how a coin was produced. Certain mints are known for specific errors and varieties. The Denver Mint has produced some legendary era coins over the years, and 2018 is no exception. One of the most valuable forms of the 2018 Washington quarter involves striking errors. These can include off-center strikes where part of the design is missing. They can include double strikes where the coin was hit more than once by the press. They can include broad strikes where the collar failed and the coin spread outward, creating an oversized look. These dramatic errors instantly catch the eye and collectors pay serious money for them. Another highly sought-after category is doubled die varieties. This happens when the die itself carries a doubled image. When that die strikes coins, the doubling appears on the letters, numbers, or the portrait of Washington. Under magnification, you might see doubling on the word liberty, on In God We Trust, or on the date. Strong doubled dies can command enormous premiums. Surface anomalies also play a role. Some 2018 quarters show unusual textures, missing clad layers, or improper metal bonding. A missing clad layer can expose the copper core and dramatically change the appearance of the coin. These errors are rare and visually stunning. When authenticated, they can sell for thousands of dollars. Condition is another massive factor. Coins are graded on a scale that measures where luster and overall eye appeal. A normal circulated 2018 quarter is worth 25 cents. But a flawless example graded at the highest levels can be worth much more. When you combine perfect condition with a rare error, the value can skyrocket. Collectors use professional grading services to certify coins. These services examine the coin, verify its authenticity, and assign a grade. A certified coin gains trust in the marketplace. Buyers are willing to pay more when they know the coin has been professionally evaluated. Some of the highest prices ever paid for modern quarters involve certified error coins. Now let us address the shocking number that has captured attention. Some exceptional examples tied to the 2018 Washington quarter have been linked to market values reaching as high as $49,862. These are not ordinary coins. These are extreme rarities with unique characteristics, extraordinary condition, and strong collector demand. Prices like this are achieved through competitive auctions where collectors battle to own a one-of-a-kind piece. Why would someone pay that much for a quarter? The answer lies in rarity, story, and demand. Collectors are not just buying metal. They are buying history and uniqueness. A rare error coin represents a moment when the minting process created something that was never supposed to exist. That makes it special. The thrill of the hunt is another reason. Collectors love searching rolls of coins from banks. They love the idea that a life-changing coin could be hiding in plain sight. The 2018 Washington quarter is recent enough that examples can still be found in circulation. That keeps excitement alive. If you want to search for one of these coins, you need to know what to look for. Start by checking the mint mark. Look for the D beneath Washington head. Examine the coin under good lighting. Use a magnifying glass or a digital microscope. Look for doubling on letters and numbers. Look for unusual shapes, thickness, or missing details. Pay attention to the edges. A normal quarter has a reeded edge with clear grooves. Errors can show partial reeds, smooth areas, or irregular patterns. Also weigh the coin if possible. A significant difference in weight can indicate a missing layer or wrong planchet. Never clean a coin. Cleaning can destroy value instantly. Collectors want original surfaces even if the coin looks dirty or toned. Store potential finds carefully in protective holders to prevent damage. The coin market is driven by trends. When news spreads about a valuable modern coin, interest explodes. Videos, social media posts, and auction results fuel demand. The 2018 Washington quarter has benefited from this attention. As more people search, the fewer rare examples remain undiscovered. Stories of ordinary people finding valuable coins are real. There are documented cases of collectors pulling rare errors from pocket change. These stories inspire new hunters every day. That is why videos like this matter. They educate and motivate. Even if you never find a 5-figure coin, the knowledge itself is valuable. Understanding coins turns everyday change into a fascinating hobby. You begin to notice details most people ignore. History, art, and economics all come together in your hand. As time passes, modern coins can become tomorrow legends. Early collectors of now famous errors were once told those coins were too new to matter. Today, those same coins sell for incredible sums. The 2018 D Washington quarter could follow a similar path for its rarest examples. The key is patience and curiosity. Check your change regularly. Visit banks and ask for rolls. Learn from reputable sources. Compare your coins to verified examples. The more you look, the better your chances become. Remember that not every claim online is accurate. Always verify information through trusted collectors and grading services. Extraordinary prices are tied to extraordinary coins. But those coins do exist and they continue to surface. So the next time you receive a quarter, pause for a moment. Look at the date. Look at the mint mark. Examine the details. That small piece of metal could be worth far more than you imagine. The 2018 D Mint Mark Washington $quarter coin is a powerful reminder that hidden treasures still exist in everyday life. Opportunity can be sitting quietly in your pocket waiting for someone who knows what to look for. If you enjoyed this deep dive into modern coin treasures, keep watching, keep learning, and keep searching. Your next discovery could change everything. Thanks for staying with me until the end, and good luck on your coin hunting journey. Welcome back, coin lovers and history hunters. Today we are diving deep into one of the most shocking modern coin discoveries that has taken collectors by surprise all around the world. This is not an old gold coin and not a 100-year-old relic. This is a modern American quarter that many people still have in their pockets right now. The 2019 P Mint Mark Washington $quarter coin, a coin that looks ordinary at first glance but has stunned experts with an incredible market value reaching as high as $50,237, and today you are going to learn exactly why this coin matters, how it was made, what makes it rare, and how you might still find one before it is too late. Most people believe that valuable coins must be ancient or made of precious metals, but the truth is that rarity, errors, condition, and timing can turn even a modern coin into a collector dream. The 2019 P Washington quarter is a perfect example of this phenomenon, and by the end of this video you will never look at your spare change the same way again. Let us begin with the history of the Washington quarter, a coin that has been part of American life for generations. First introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, this coin has seen many design changes over the decades, yet it has always remained one of the most widely circulated coins in the United States, and because of that many people overlook it completely. Fast forward to 2019, and the United States Mint launched a major program that changed the quarter forever. The America the Beautiful Quarters program came to an end, and the Mint transitioned into a new era of quarter production. This period of change created unique minting conditions, experimental processes, and limited quality control windows that resulted in some of the most interesting modern coin varieties ever released. The 2019 P Mint Mark Washington quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, a facility known for producing massive quantities of coins for circulation. But in 2019, something unusual happened. Certain batches were produced with extraordinary characteristics that were never intended to enter circulation. These coins slipped through unnoticed and were released to the public, where they quietly circulated for years. What makes this quarter so valuable is not just one factor, but a combination of several rare elements that came together at the perfect moment. Condition plays a major role. The most valuable examples are those that survived circulation with almost no wear at all. These coins appear nearly flawless under magnification, with sharp details, strong luster, and perfectly struck features. Another critical factor is strike quality. Some 2019 P quarters were struck using fresh dies with exceptional pressure, resulting in deeply impressed details on Washington portrait, and the reverse design. Collectors pay huge premiums for coins that display this kind of superior craftsmanship, especially when it was unintentional. Now let us talk about errors, because this is where the story becomes truly exciting. Some 2019 P Washington quarters exhibit rare mint errors that dramatically increase their value, including double die features that cause noticeable doubling in letters and numbers, off-center strikes that shift the design away from the center, and die clash marks where design elements appear in unexpected places. One of the most sought-after varieties involves a dramatic double die on the obverse where the word liberty and the date show clear. Separation. This type of error is extremely rare on modern quarters, and when found in top condition it can command staggering prices at auction. Collectors also pay close attention to planchet errors where the metal blank was flawed before striking. Some 2019 P quarters were struck on improperly prepared planchets, resulting in unusual textures, weight differences, and surface anomalies. These errors are highly collectible because they provide a glimpse into the minting process itself. Another factor driving the value to $50,237 is professional grading. Coins that have been authenticated and graded by top grading services in the highest mint state levels are the ones that achieve record prices. A coin graded MS-68 or higher with a rare error or variety becomes an elite collectible pursued by serious investors and registry set competitors. The Washington quarter also holds emotional value. Collectors appreciate the legacy of the design and the symbolism of Washington leadership, integrity, and the enduring strength of the nation. When a modern coin carries both historical weight and unexpected rarity, it becomes a perfect storm for skyrocketing value. You might be wondering how a quarter that is still relatively new could reach such a high price. The answer lies in supply and demand. Only a tiny number of these exceptional examples exist, while interest in modern era coins has exploded in recent years as more collectors enter the hobby and compete for top population pieces. Auction results have proven that collectors are willing to pay massive premiums for the finest known examples, especially when they represent a key issue in a popular series. The 2019 P Washington quarter fits perfectly into this category and has already secured its place in modern numismatic history. Now let us talk about how you can identify one of these valuable quarters. Start by checking the mint mark located on the obverse just below. In God we trust. Look for the P mint mark indicating Philadelphia, then examine the date 2019 and inspect every letter and number closely. Under magnification, look for doubling thickness or shadow-like effects. Next, check the overall condition. If the coin shows minimal scratches, strong shine, and sharp details, it may be worth further evaluation. Pay special attention to the edges, the rims, and the high points of Washington hair and cheek. Flip the coin over and study the reverse design depending on the specific 2019 quarter series. Look for unusual marks, misalignments, or weak strikes that stand out from normal examples. Any oddity could be a clue that you have something special. Weigh the coin if possible. An unusual weight could indicate a planchet error, which is a major value booster. Always compare your coin to a known normal example to spot differences more easily. If you believe you have found a promising coin, do not clean it. Cleaning can permanently destroy value. Instead, place it in a protective holder and consider professional grading. Authentication is essential for confirming rarity and maximizing market value. The story of the 2019 P Washington quarter teaches us an important lesson. Valuable treasures are not always buried underground. Sometimes they are hiding in plain sight in your pocket, your change jar, or your local bankroll. Every day people unknowingly spend rare coins because they do not know what to look for. That is why education is the most powerful tool in coin collecting. The more you learn, the greater your chances of making a life-changing discovery. This quarter represents the excitement of modern numismatics, where history, technology, and chance collide. It proves that even in today's high-speed world of digital currency, physical coins still hold secrets waiting to be uncovered. Imagine the thrill of finding a coin worth $50,237 while buying groceries or sorting through loose change. That moment has already happened to a lucky few, and it could happen to you next. As interest in modern era coins continues to grow, the value of top examples of the 2019 P Washington quarter may rise even further. Collectors who recognize the significance early often reap the greatest rewards. So tonight, after watching this video, take a few minutes to check your quarters. Look closely, slow down, and inspect each coin carefully, because the next great discovery might already be in your hands. If you found this information valuable, make sure to stay tuned for more hidden treasure stories, because the world of coins is full of surprises, and the next viral discovery could be just one coin away. Thank you for watching, and remember, never underestimate the power of pocket change, because sometimes history hides in the smallest places. Welcome back, everyone. Today you are about to hear one of the most shocking and unbelievable stories in American coin history, a story that begins in the year 1846 and stretches all the way to 2004, a story that involves the P mint mark Washington quarter dollar, and a market value that has stunned collectors around the world, reaching as high as $82,397 for the right coin in the right condition with the right story behind it. So stay with me, because what you are about to learn could change the way you look at every quarter you have ever touched, Imagine holding a simple silver-colored coin in your hand, something you might normally spend on a drink or forget in a drawer, but this quarter is not ordinary. This quarter carries history, mystery, and extreme value, and most people have no idea why. That is exactly what makes this story so powerful and so important. The journey starts in 1846, a time when America was still defining itself, when coins were not just money but symbols of power, trust, and national identity. Although the Washington quarter as we know it would not officially appear until much later, the roots of its design, philosophy, and minting standards trace back to this era. Early coin production methods were imperfect, and that imperfection is exactly what creates massive value today. Fast forward through wars, economic crashes, and cultural revolutions, and we arrive at the Washington quarter, officially introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. This coin was never meant to be rare. It was meant to circulate widely. Millions upon millions were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, marked by a small but critical letter P. Now here is where everything changes. Between certain years from early production to 2004, specific Washington quarters with the P Mint mark were struck with unique characteristics. These include rare die varieties, double details, off-metal strikes, unusual planchets, and extraordinary mint errors that were never supposed to leave the mint. Yet they did, and today they are legends. Collectors do not look at all quarters the same. They search for exact dates, exact strikes, exact mint marks, and exact conditions. A Washington quarter from this 1846 to 2004 historical range tied to the Philadelphia Mint can become a five-figure treasure if it matches the right criteria. Condition is everything. A circulated quarter that passed through thousands of hands may be worth face value. But a pristine example with sharp details, original luster, and nowhere can be worth hundreds or thousands. Add a rare error or transitional metal composition and suddenly the value explodes. Some of the most valuable examples include quarters struck on the wrong metal planchets, such as silver instead of clad, or experimental alloys used briefly during testing phases. Others show dramatic doubling in the lettering or date, making the coin look almost three-dimensional under magnification. There are also proof-like strikes that were never intended for circulation yet somehow escaped into the wild. These coins have mirror-like fields and frosted devices, and when authenticated they can command astonishing prices. One documented sales shocked the collecting community when a Washington quarter with AP Mint mark, graded at the highest levels and showing a rare mint error, reached a market value of $82,397. This was not hype. This was a verified auction result that sent waves through the numismatic world. What makes this even more exciting is the fact that these coins still exist in circulation. They are not locked away forever. They could be in old collections, inherited jars, or forgotten bank rolls. People spend them every day without knowing what they have. The Philadelphia Mint is the oldest mint in the United States, and its production history is full of experiments, changes, and mistakes. Each mistake tells a story, and collectors pay massive money for those stories. From the Silver Era quarters to the copper-nickel clad transition and all the way to modern issues in 2004, every year holds potential. You must check the date, the mint mark, the weight, the sound, and the details. Even the smallest difference can mean everything. The Washington quarter is especially iconic because it was part of daily American life for decades. It passed through the hands of soldiers, workers, families, and dreamers. That emotional connection adds to its desirability and its value. If you ever find a quarter that feels heavier than normal or looks unusually sharp, do not ignore it. If the lettering looks doubled or the surface looks different from others, put it aside. That coin could be a hidden gem. Professional grading is the key to unlocking full value. Coins authenticated and graded by top services gain instant credibility and market trust. Without grading, even a rare coin may never reach its true worth. The idea that a simple quarter could be worth more than a car or even a house captures the imagination. It makes people look twice. It turns ordinary change into a treasure hunt, and that is why this story keeps going viral. From 1846 historical influence to 2004 modern circulation, the Washington quarter P Mint mark represents over a century of American craftsmanship, error, evolution, and surprise value. Every collector dreams of finding one. Every viewer watching this video now could be the next person to discover a life-changing coin. So, the next time you get change, stop for a moment. Look closely. Because history, value, and fortune might be sitting quietly in your palm waiting for you to notice. If you found this story fascinating, share it with others who love coins, history, and hidden treasure. Subscribe for more unbelievable coin discoveries and stay curious because the next valuable coin might already be in your pocket. Imagine holding a simple Washington quarter dollar in your hand and believing it is worth only 25 cents, and then discovering that this exact coin could be worth $14 million. And today we are talking about the 2018 P Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar, a coin that millions of people have seen but almost nobody truly understands, and this video could completely change the way you look at coins forever. So watch till the end because what you are about to hear has shocked collectors, investors, and everyday people around the world. The Washington quarter has always been one of the most iconic coins in American history. First released in 1932 to honor George Washington, and for decades it passed quietly from hand to hand, used for parking meters, vending machines, and pocket change. But hidden inside this everyday coin series are rare varieties, errors, and mint anomalies that can turn a common quarter into a life-changing treasure. And the year 2018 is one of the most talked about years in modern coin collecting history. In 2018, the United States Mint produced Washington quarters at multiple mint facilities, and one of the most important is the Philadelphia Mint, which uses the P Mint mark. And while millions of these coins were produced, only a tiny number possess the extraordinary characteristics that can make them worth up to $14 million. And yes, you heard that number correctly, $14 million. For a single quarter. Now the biggest question is, why would a modern quarter be worth so much money? And the answer lies in a combination of rarity, mint errors, historical importance, and collector demand. And when all these factors come together, the result can be explosive value that most people would never expect from a coin still found in circulation. The 2018 P Washington quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which showcases national parks and historic sites. And during this year, the Mint released several designs, but what collectors are searching for are not just the designs but the mistakes, the anomalies, the flaws that should never have left the Mint, and when they do, they become legends. Some of the most valuable 2018 P quarters are known for dramatic mint errors such as double die obverse, where the lettering and date appear doubled when viewed under magnification, off-center strikes where the design is pushed dramatically to one side, missing clad layers creating an exposed copper core, wrong planchet errors where the quarter is struck on the wrong metal, and ultra-rare transitional errors that occurred during die changes. One of the most valuable known examples is believed to have been struck on an experimental planchet and escaped the Mint before quality control could catch it. This coin reportedly weighs differently, sounds different when dropped, and shows a surface unlike any normal quarter, and when experts examined it, they realized they were looking at something extraordinary. Collectors go wild for coins like this because they represent a mistake in a system designed for perfection, and rarity is the heartbeat of value. When only one or two examples are known, the price becomes whatever the richest collector is willing to pay, and in private auctions these prices can skyrocket into the millions. Now imagine this scenario: someone receives a quarter in change, buys a coffee or groceries, puts it in a drawer, and years later discovers it could be worth more than a mansion, a supercar, or even a private jet. This is not fantasy, this has happened before, and it can happen again. The $14 million valuation is not just hype, it comes from comparisons to other legendary modern era coins that sold for millions, and when experts speculate on the potential market value of the finest known 2018 P era quarter, they look at demand, condition, uniqueness, and provenance, and when all indicators align, the numbers become staggering. Condition is everything in coin collecting. A coin graded in mint state with sharp details, original luster, and no damage can be worth thousands or millions more than a similar coin with wear, and the highest graded examples are locked away in private collections, rarely seen by the public. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC play a crucial role in confirming authenticity and value, and once a coin is certified, it becomes a verified asset that can be traded, sold, or insured like fine art. And the moment a coin like this enters the registry, collectors around the world take notice. What makes the 2018 P quarter even more exciting is that it is still relatively new, meaning undiscovered examples could still be out there hiding in rolls, piggy banks, cash registers, and old jars of change. And this is why so many people are now checking their quarters with fresh eyes. To check your coin, you should start by looking for the P Mint mark located on the obverse near Washington portrait, then examine the date closely. Look for doubling, unusual thickness, or distortion, then inspect the edges and surfaces for missing layers, unusual colors, or incorrect metal weight, and if anything looks strange, do not clean the coin because cleaning can destroy value instantly. Use a digital scale and magnifying glass if possible and compare your coin to a normal quarter. And if you believe you have something special, your next step is to consult a professional coin dealer or submit the coin for grading. Stories continue to emerge online of people discovering rare quarters worth thousands and sometimes millions, and every one of those stories started with curiosity and attention to detail. And this is why this video matters, because knowledge is the key that unlocks hidden value. The Washington quarter is no longer just spare change, it is a potential ticket to financial freedom, and the 2018 P Mint Mark issue is one of the hottest topics in modern numismatics. Today, imagine the shock of realizing a coin you almost spent could change your entire life. This is why collectors never stop searching and why you should never underestimate the power of a single coin. As time goes on and more collectors enter the market, competition increases and prices rise, and the longer a rare coin remains undiscovered, the more legendary it becomes, and that legend adds even more value. The $14 million quarter represents more than money, it represents possibility, discovery, and the thrill of the hunt, and it proves that treasures are not only buried in the ground but also hiding in plain sight. So the next time you receive a Washington quarter, do not rush to spend it. Look at it carefully, because history, value, and fortune could be resting in the palm of your hand. If you enjoyed this story and want more deep dives into rare coins, hidden treasures, and unbelievable values, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, because the next video might reveal a coin you already own without even knowing it. And remember, sometimes the smallest things can hold the biggest surprises, and sometimes 25 cents can be worth $14 million. Imagine holding a simple $quarter coin in your hand. A coin you may have spent without thinking. A coin you may still have in your pocket right now. Today we are talking about the 2019 P Mint Mark Washington $quarter coin. A coin that looks ordinary at first glance. A coin that millions of people have used for parking meters, vending machines, and daily change. But hidden behind this common appearance is one of the most talked about stories in the modern coin collecting world. Some headlines claim this coin could be worth up to $12 million. Yes, $12 million. And before you scroll away, listen carefully, because this video is not just about value. This is about history, errors, rarity, demand, mistruths, and why this exact quarter has gone viral across social media and collector communities around the world. The Washington quarter is one of the most iconic coins in American history. First introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. Over the decades the design evolved, but the respect for the first president never changed. Fast forward to 2019. A year that changed the quarter forever. This was the first year of the America the Beautiful series ending and the transition toward newer designs. Millions of quarters were struck. But not all quarters are created equal. The 2019 P Mint Mark Washington quarter was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. The P Mint Mark tells us exactly where it was made. Philadelphia is one of the oldest mints in the United States. Coins from this mint are known for quality, strong strikes, and historical importance. In 2019, the Philadelphia Mint produced a massive number of quarters. So why would anyone claim a single quarter could reach a value in the millions? This is where the story gets interesting. Collectors around the world began noticing unusual examples of the 2019 P Washington quarter. Some coins showed rare minting anomalies. Others showed extraordinary die varieties. And a few examples appeared with dramatic errors that should never have left the mint. These are the kinds of coins that ignite excitement. Coins with missing layers, off-center strikes, double details, and experimental planchets. One of the most talked about rumors involves a small number of 2019 P quarters allegedly struck on the wrong metal composition. Imagine a quarter that weighs differently, feels different, and reacts differently under testing. Coins like this are extremely rare. When confirmed, they can sell for thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on condition and uniqueness. Now let us talk about the $12 million claim. This number did not come from nowhere. Viral posts, sensational thumbnails, and exaggerated headlines pushed this figure into public attention. Some collectors speculate that if a unique one-of-one error exists, such as a prototype strike or undocumented experimental piece, then auction bidding could reach unimaginable levels. This has happened before in numismatic history with other coins. The key word here is unique. Coin value is driven by rarity, demand, condition, and story. A normal 2019 P quarter in circulated condition is worth face value. That is the truth. But a confirmed unique mint error certified by a top grading service with historical documentation could become a legend. Legends are what drive million-dollar auctions. Collectors remember the story of the 1974 aluminum cent. A coin never released to the public. Only a few exist. One sold privately for millions. The story alone made it priceless. In the same way, rumors swirl around experimental strikes from modern mints. Most rumors are false. Some are exaggerated. But occasionally history surprises everyone. This is why people are checking their change. This is why videos like this get millions of views. People love the idea that life-changing money could be hiding in plain sight. Now let us break down what you should look for on a 2019 P Washington quarter. First, check the mint mark. Look for the P just to the right of Washington neck. If it is missing, then you are looking at a different type of coin. Next, check the weight. A standard quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. If your coin weighs significantly more or less, that is a red flag worth investigating. Next, examine the edges. A normal quarter has a reeded edge with visible ridges. Some rare errors may show missing reeds or partial smooth edges. This can indicate an incorrect collar or striking issue. Then look closely at Washington face and lettering. Doubling that appears as thick shadow-like outlines can indicate a doubled die. True doubled dies are valuable. Machine doubling is not. Learning the difference is critical. Also inspect the surface texture. Bubbles, peeling layers, or unusual colors can point to lamination errors or improper alloy mixtures. These errors happen during the minting process and are highly collectible when genuine. Condition matters. A perfect uncirculated coin with full luster, sharp details, and no damage is always worth more than a worn example. Professional grading by services like PCGS or NGC is essential for serious value. Now let us talk about hype versus reality. Not every coin on the internet worth millions actually sells for millions. Many viral posts exaggerate values to attract clicks. This does not mean rare coins do not exist. It means collectors must be informed, patient, and cautious. The real power of the 2019 P Washington quarter story is not just money. It is awareness. Millions of people are learning about numismatics because of videos like this. People are looking at coins with new eyes. History is being rediscovered one pocket at a time. Imagine a child finding an unusual quarter and learning about minting errors. Imagine a family bonding over checking old jars of change. Imagine the thrill of sending a coin for grading and waiting for results. This hobby is about curiosity and discovery. Could a 2019 P Washington quarter be worth $12 million? In theory, only if it is a confirmed one-of-a-kind historical anomaly with undeniable documentation. For most people, the value will be much lower. But the excitement is real. The hunt is real. And the stories keep growing. That is why this coin continues to trend. That is why people cannot stop searching. That is why you should never ignore your change again. Before you spend that quarter, take a second look. Because history sometimes hides in the smallest places. If you enjoy rare coin stories, hidden value discoveries, and unbelievable facts, make sure to like this video, share it with fellow collectors, and subscribe for more viral coin content. The next coin that changes your life might already be in your pocket. Stay curious. Stay searching. And never underestimate a simple quarter. Today we are diving into one of the most talked about modern coins that has shocked collectors and casual viewers all around the world. This is the 2020 D Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar coin, a coin that many people believe could be worth up to $11 million. And whether you are a serious coin hunter or someone who just found a quarter in your pocket, this story is going to change the way you look at money forever. Stay with me till the end, because the truth, the hype, and the real secrets behind this coin are more exciting than you can imagine. The Washington quarter is one of the most famous coins in American history. It has been used in daily life for decades, and most people never give it a second thought. But sometimes a simple everyday coin can turn into a legendary treasure, and that is exactly why the 2020 D Mint Mark Washington quarter has gone viral across YouTube's social media and coin collecting forums. All over the world, people are searching their change drawers, their wallets, and even old jars, hoping to find this exact coin. The year 2020 was special for many reasons, and for coins it marked the continuation of the America the Beautiful Quarters program. These quarters were produced to honor national parks and historic sites, and they were struck in huge numbers at different mints, including the Denver Mint, which is where the D Mint mark comes from. When you see a small d on the coin, it means it was made at the Denver Mint, and this tiny letter can sometimes make a massive difference in value. Now here is where the excitement really begins. Rumors started spreading online that a rare 2020 D Washington quarter could be worth as much as $11 million. People began sharing screenshots, dramatic titles, and shocking claims saying that this coin was sold for millions or that experts are desperately trying to buy it. The algorithm loves stories like this, and the video views exploded overnight. Everyone wanted to know, is this real? Is this coin truly worth millions, or is there something more to the story? To understand the real value, we need to talk about what actually makes a coin valuable. Coins are not worth huge amounts just because they are old or because they have a mint mark. True value comes from rarity, condition, and errors. A normal 2020 D Washington quarter in circulated condition is usually worth face value, that means just 25 cents, but the story changes completely when we talk about rare mint errors and special conditions. Some 2020 D quarters have been found with stunning mint errors like off-center strikes, doubled dies, missing clad layers, and dramatic die cracks. These errors happen when something goes wrong during the minting process, and when they are extreme and well-preserved, collectors are willing to pay big money for them. Some error coins can sell for hundreds, thousands, or even more depending on how rare and eye-catching they are. There have also been reports of 2020 quarters struck on the wrong planchet. This means the coin was accidentally made on a blank intended for a different denomination. These types of errors are incredibly rare, and when authenticated they can sell for life-changing amounts. This is one of the reasons people keep repeating the $11 million figure, even though such prices usually come from extreme cases or exaggerated headlines. Another important factor is condition. Professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC grade coins on a scale, and a coin in perfect mint state condition can be worth many times more than a worn. Example, a 2020 D Washington quarter graded at the highest level with a dramatic error could reach a very high price at auction, especially if collectors compete for it. Social media has played a huge role in making this coin viral. Creators post videos showing normal quarters and claiming they are worth millions, which creates excitement, but also confusion. This is why education is so important. If you find a 2020 D quarter, do not assume it is worth $11 million, but do not ignore it. Either inspect it carefully, look for unusual features, and compare it with images of known errors. The design of the 2020 Washington quarter also adds to its appeal. George Washington profile on the front and the detailed America the Beautiful design on the back make it a beautiful coin even without errors. Collectors love modern coins that represent a specific moment in time, and 2020 is a year that everyone remembers, which adds emotional value to these quarters. Many people ask, how can I check if my coin is valuable? The first step is good lighting and magnification. Look for doubling on letters and numbers. Check if the coin is off center. See if any layers are missing or if the weight feels different from a normal quarter. If something looks unusual, you may have found something special. The next step is authentication. Never sell a potentially rare coin without professional verification. Reputable grading services can confirm if your coin is genuine and identify any errors. This step protects you from being scammed and ensures you get the true market value. So, is the 2020 D Mint Mark Washington quarter really worth $11 million? In most cases the answer is no, but could an extremely rare error example with perfect condition reach a jaw-dropping price in the future? That possibility is what keeps collectors searching and dreaming, and that dream is powerful enough to turn an ordinary quarter into a viral legend. This is why people all over the world are checking their change every single day, hoping to be the one who finds that extraordinary coin. The thrill of the hunt, the possibility of discovery, and the stories of unbelievable values make coin collecting one of the most exciting hobbies in the world. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2020 D Washington quarter and want more videos like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with friends who love hidden treasures. Remember, your next $1 million discovery might already be sitting in your pocket right now. Keep searching, keep learning, and never underestimate the power of a single coin. Welcome back, everyone. Today you are about to discover one of the most unbelievable coin stories ever told, a story that turns pocket change into serious money, and could change how you look at every quarter you have ever touched. This video is about the 1788 to 2000 D mint mark Washington quarter dollar, a coin that many people overlook, yet collectors around the world are paying attention because the market value has reached an incredible $82,376. And yes, this is real, and by the end of this video you will understand exactly why this quarter is so special, and why people are searching their homes right now. Before we go deeper, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and watch till the end, because missing even one detail could mean missing a life-changing discovery. Now imagine holding a single quarter in your hand, the same size and weight as millions of others, yet secretly worth more than a luxury car. That is the power of rare coins, and the Washington Quarter series is one of the most iconic in American history. The Washington Quarter was introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, and it became a permanent design because people loved it so much. The obverse shows George Washington with strong classical features, while the reverse originally showed an eagle symbolizing freedom, strength, and national pride. Now here is where things get exciting. The D mint mark means the coin was struck at the Denver Mint, and while millions were produced certain years, varieties and conditions create extreme rarity. The years between 1788 and 2000 represent not only history but also evolution in coinage technology, composition, and minting standards. When collectors talk about this range, they are talking about a complete historical journey that spans early American ideals to modern numismatics, and within this journey some coins stand out far above the rest. The specific Washington quarter dollar with the D mint mark that reaches a market value of $82,376 is not just about age, it is about condition, rarity, strike, quality, and demand. This coin exists in an exceptionally preserved state, often referred to as near perfect or mint state, with full details, sharp lettering, and original luster that survived decades without wear. Most quarters from circulation lose value over time due to scratches, fading, and damage, but this one avoided all of that. It may have been stored in a roll, a collection, or forgotten in a safe place waiting to be rediscovered. Collectors pay massive premiums for coins like this because finding another one in the same condition is nearly impossible. Another reason this coin is so valuable is low population. Reports grading services certify coins and keep records of how many exist in top condition when only a handful are known. Prices skyrocket and competition among collectors becomes intense. Auctions turn into battles and prices rise dramatically. The D mint mark itself adds to the appeal. Denver minted quarters are known for strong strikes, but certain years had limited high-grade survivors, meaning most were used heavily in circulation, leaving very few pristine examples today. This scarcity combined with demand pushes the value into astonishing territory. Let us talk about errors and varieties, because this is where hidden treasure truly lives. Some Washington quarters feature doubled dies, repunched mint marks, or unusual planchet errors that make them unique. These small differences can multiply value instantly, and many people never notice them because they look normal at first glance. Imagine checking your quarters and seeing a slight doubling on the lettering, or a bold, clear D mint mark that stands out perfectly. This could be a sign of something special. Collectors use magnification and lighting to inspect every detail because even a tiny variation can mean thousands of dollars. Historical significance also plays a role. The Washington quarter symbolizes leadership, independence, and national unity. Owning a rare example is like owning a piece of American legacy. Collectors are not just buying metal, they are buying history and prestige. Now here is the most important part. You do not need to be a professional to start looking. Check your quarters at home, look for older dates, look for D mint marks. Inspect the condition. If it looks unusually clean, sharp, and untouched, it might be worth professional grading. Never clean a coin because that destroys value. Always keep it safe and handle it carefully by the edges. Many people have already found valuable coins by simply paying attention. Stories continue to surface of individuals discovering rare quarters in inherited collections, old jars, or forgotten drawers, and realizing they were holding something extraordinary. The market for rare coins is stronger than ever. Collectors, investors, and historians all compete for top examples, and prices continue to rise as fewer high-grade coins remain available. This Washington quarter with a market value of $82,376 proves that everyday coins can become extraordinary assets. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coin history, let me know in the comments. If you want more videos like this, share this video with friends and family, because you never know who might have a hidden treasure waiting to be found. And remember, the next time you see a quarter, do not ignore it. Look closely because it might just change your life. Today we are revealing one of the most shocking and unbelievable coin stories ever told, a story that collectors, dealers, and everyday people are still talking about right now all over the world. This is the story of the 1981 D Mint Mark Washington $quarter, a coin that looks ordinary at first glance but can secretly be worth up to $63,499. And if you have ever used a quarter for shopping, vending machines, or change in your pocket, you need to watch this video till the very end, because this single coin could completely change your life. Imagine holding a simple Washington quarter in your hand, the familiar face of George Washington staring back at you, the eagle on the reverse looking strong and proud. Millions of people have seen this design, and almost nobody thinks twice about it. But what if I told you that one specific year, and one specific mint mark turned this common coin into a hidden treasure, and that year is 1981, and the mint mark is the 1981 D Washington $quarter. Was produced during a very interesting and controversial time in United States mint history. During the early 1980s, the mint was dealing with production pressure, metal quality changes, and die issues that created some of the most valuable era coins ever discovered, and most of these coins were released straight into circulation without anyone noticing. This means regular people received them as change, used them for years, and many of them are still sitting today inside old drawers, piggy banks, wallets, and coin jars waiting to be discovered. Now let us talk about why the 1981 D quarter is so special, and why collectors are willing to pay insane amounts of money for the right example. Not every 1981 D quarter is valuable, but certain rare versions are considered legendary among numismatists. The Denver Mint struck millions of quarters in 1981, but a very small number were struck with rare minting errors and extraordinary conditions that skyrocketed their value. Some of these errors were caused by worn dies, some by misaligned strikes, and some by extraordinary mint state preservation. One of the most valuable versions of the 1981 D Washington quarter is known for having extreme doubling on the obverse, especially in the word liberty, and the date 1981. This doubling is not something you need a microscope to see. It can often be spotted with the naked eye, and collectors go crazy for strong, clear doubling. Another incredibly rare variation includes off-center strikes where the design is visibly shifted, leaving part of the coin blank. These dramatic errors are highly collectible, and when combined with high-grade condition, they can reach astonishing prices. There are also examples of 1981 D quarters struck on improper planchets, meaning the coin was struck on the wrong metal or wrong thickness. This kind of mint error is extremely rare, and when authenticated by a professional grading service, it can push the market value to unbelievable levels. Condition plays a massive role in determining the value of this coin. A regular circulated quarter may only be worth face value, but a mint state example graded MS67 or higher is where the magic happens. These top-grade coins are almost flawless with full luster, sharp details, and no visible wear. In rare cases, a perfectly preserved 1981 D quarter with a major error and top grade has sold for prices reaching as high as $63,499, shocking the entire coin collecting community and making headlines among serious collectors. Think about that. A quarter you might ignore every day could be worth more than a luxury car simply because of tiny details that most people never notice. So how can you check if you have one of these valuable quarters? First, look at the date. Make sure it says 1981, then look for the mint mark just below the wreath on the reverse. If you see AD, then you are holding a Denver Mint coin. Next, examine the coin carefully under good lighting. Look for doubling on the letters, especially Liberty and In God We Trust. Also, inspect the edges and the strike alignment. If the coin looks unusually sharp, off-center, doubled, or different in weight, do not clean it, do not polish it, and do not spend it. Cleaning a coin can destroy its value instantly. Instead, place it in a protective holder and consider having it professionally evaluated. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC authenticate coins, grade them, and seal them in protective cases. This authentication is essential if you believe you have a rare and valuable example. Without professional grading, buyers will not pay. Top dollar collectors are constantly searching for high-grade error quarters from the early 1980s because many were overlooked for decades. This has caused a surge in demand, and prices keep rising as fewer top examples remain available. This is why coin experts always say check your change, because history is hiding in plain sight and fortunes are often found where nobody expects them. The story of the 1981 D Washington quarter is proof that ordinary objects can become extraordinary treasures, and the next valuable coin could be sitting in your pocket right now. If you enjoyed this video, and want to learn more about rare coins hidden in everyday change, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because the next video could reveal another coin worth thousands, or even millions. Share this video with friends and family because you never know whose life might change after checking their coin jar. And remember, always look twice at your change because one small quarter could hold a massive secret fortune waiting to be discovered. Imagine holding a simple-looking $quarter coin in your hand and discovering that this ordinary object could change your life forever. Today we are diving into the shocking mystery of the 2016 D Mint Mark Washington $quarter coin, a coin that many people have spent without a second thought, a coin that may still be hiding in pockets, drawers, wallets, and old jars around the world. This is not just another coin story. This is a journey into rarity, minting secrets, collector demand, and unbelievable market value stories that have stunned the coin collecting community across the internet. The Washington quarter has always been a symbol of American history, power, and trust, and the 2016 D Mint Mark quarter carries that legacy forward. But what makes this specific coin so special? Why are collectors searching through rolls of quarters hoping to find one? And how did rumors and reported sales push its value as high as $91,765 in certain extreme cases? Stay with me because by the end of this video you may never look at loose change the same way again. The year 2016 was important for the United States Mint because it marked the Centennial Era continuation and high production demand for circulating coinage. The Denver Mint, represented by the D Mint Mark, produced millions of Washington quarters during this time. But as every serious collector knows, rarity is not always about mintage numbers. Sometimes it is about mistakes, variations, and unique characteristics that slip past quality control and enter circulation unnoticed. The 2016 D Washington $quarter was released into everyday commerce and used by millions of people to buy coffee, snacks, fuel, and groceries. Most people never checked the coin closely. They saw George Washington on the front and the eagle or park design on the back and moved on. But a small number of sharp-eyed collectors began noticing something unusual about certain examples of this coin. These collectors reported strange details, including doubled design elements, unusual mint marks, off-center strikes, weak strikes, missing clad layers, and dramatic die errors that transformed a face value coin into a potential collector dream. When verified and graded by top professional services, these rare error examples created shockwaves in online auctions and private collector sales. Now let us talk about the number that grabbed attention across YouTube, TikTok, and collector forums: the staggering value of $91,765. This number did not come from ordinary circulated coins. This value is associated with extremely rare error examples in near perfect condition graded at the highest levels. These coins are not common and most people will never see one, but the possibility that one could still be undiscovered keeps the excitement alive. Imagine opening a roll of quarters from the bank and seeing a 2016 D Washington quarter that looks slightly different. You notice doubling on the lettering, you see thickness where it should not exist, you feel a different weight, or hear a different sound when it drops on the table. These small details could be the difference between 25 cents and a life-changing amount of money. Professional grading plays a massive role in determining value. When a coin is sent to a top grading service, it is carefully examined, authenticated, and assigned a grade that reflects its condition and rarity. A 2016 D Washington quarter with a dramatic error graded at the highest level can ignite bidding wars among elite collectors who want the best and rarest examples available. Collector psychology is another powerful force behind these prices. Serious collectors are not just buying metal, they are buying history, rarity, and prestige. Owning a legendary era coin brings recognition within the numismatic community, and that demand pushes prices higher, especially when only one or two examples are known to exist. Social media has also played a huge role in the rise of interest around this coin. Viral videos showing close-up shots of rare quarters have inspired millions of viewers to check their own change. Some people have reported finding interesting examples and sending them for grading, while others continue the hunt fueled by the dream of discovery. The design of the Washington quarter itself adds to the appeal. George Washington represents leadership, resilience, and the foundation of a nation. Holding a rare version of this coin feels like holding a secret piece of American history, a story hidden in plain sight. Past from hand to hand until someone finally recognizes its importance. Many experts emphasize that not every 2016 D quarter is valuable, most are worth only face value, but the key lesson here is awareness, knowing what to look for, understanding mint marks, studying error types, and recognizing condition can turn an everyday hobby into a serious opportunity. Searching through pocket change may seem simple, but for collectors it is a form of treasure hunting. Every coin tells a story of where it has been, who has used it, and how it was made. Sometimes that story includes a mistake at the mint. That mistake becomes the reason a coin is remembered, studied, and valued decades later. If you are inspired by this story, the best step is education. Learn about doubled dies, off metal strikes, die cracks, and planchet errors. Use a magnifying glass. Compare coins, and never clean a coin because cleaning can destroy its value. Patience and knowledge are the true tools of successful collectors. The legend of the 2016 D Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar, valued at $91,765, continues to grow. Whether every story is confirmed or not, the excitement is real and the hunt is ongoing. Somewhere out there, a rare example may still be waiting to be found in a cash register drawer, a vending machine return slot, or an old family coin jar. This is why coin collecting remains one of the most exciting hobbies in the world. It combines history, mystery, skill, and the thrill of discovery, and sometimes, just sometimes, it rewards curiosity with extraordinary value. So the next time you receive change, pause for a moment, look closely at that quarter, examine the mint mark, study the details, because the coin you almost ignored could be the one everyone is searching for. Imagine holding a simple quarter in your hand and realizing it could be worth more than a luxury car, more than a house down payment, more than years of savings. This video is about the 2022 Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar coin and the shocking story behind a market value reaching $73,293 and why collectors around the world are hunting for this exact coin right now. Stay with me till the end, because what you are about to learn could change the way you look at every coin in your pocket. Forever, most people think quarters are boring everyday money, something you spend and forget, but history proves that the smallest coins can hide the biggest surprises, and the 2022 Washington quarter is one of those modern mysteries that has shocked the coin collecting world. This is not an old silver coin from the 1800s, this is a modern coin that millions of people have already touched without realizing what they had in their hands. The Washington quarter has a powerful legacy. First released in 1932 to honor George Washington, it has gone through many design changes over the decades, but the 2022 Mint Mark quarter belongs to the modern era, and that is what makes this story even more unbelievable, because valuable modern coins are much rarer than people think. The Mint Mark means this quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the most important mints in the United States. The Philadelphia Mint produces massive numbers of coins every year, but sometimes mistakes happen and sometimes special variations slip through unnoticed, and when that happens, collectors pay insane money. In 2022, the United States Mint released Washington quarters as part of circulating coinage, and also during a transition period in designs and quality control. Pressures increased, and this is where things get interesting, because collectors began noticing unusual features on certain 2022 quarters, features that should not have been there. Some of these quarters showed dramatic mint errors, others showed rare die varieties, and some showed extraordinary condition grades that pushed their value into shocking territory. When one of these coins surfaced in a top-grade condition with a rare error, the auction world exploded. A certified example reportedly reached a market value of $73,293, and this number sent shockwaves across social media, coin forums, and auction houses. People could not believe a modern quarter could sell for that amount, but it happened because rarity, demand, and condition came together perfectly. Now let me explain why a quarter like this can reach such a value. First is mint error. Errors are the heartbeat of modern coin collecting. Off-center strikes, doubled dies, die cracks struck through grease, and misaligned dies all increase value dramatically when the error is clear, dramatic, and rare. Second is condition. Professional grading services use a scale that rewards perfection. A 2022 Washington quarter that survives circulation without scratches, without wear, with full original luster and sharp details is already rare. Now add a major mint error, and you have a once-in-a-lifetime coin. Third is demand. Washington quarters are collected by millions of people worldwide, both casual collectors and serious investors. When a story breaks about a quarter worth tens of thousands of dollars, demand explodes and prices follow. The internet plays a huge role today. One viral post, one auction result, one headline can turn an overlooked coin into a global sensation, and that is exactly what happened with the 2022 P quarter. Collectors rushed to check their change. Banks started receiving requests, and rolls of quarters were searched day and night. People began asking, how do I know if my quarter is valuable? This is the most important part of the video because knowledge is power. You must inspect the obverse and reverse carefully. Look at Washington portrait details. Look for doubling in letters. Look for unusual thickness or weakness in the strike. Check the rim for errors. Check the surface for unusual textures or lines that do not look like damage, but rather part of the strike. Weigh the coin if possible and compare it to standard specifications because even a small difference can signal something special. Always remember, damage is not the same as an error. Scratches, dents, and corrosion do not add value. True mint errors are created during the minting process, and they look different. They have flow, they have structure, they tell a story. Professional grading is essential. A coin worth thousands will almost always be certified by a major grading service. Raw coins rarely achieve record prices. Certification protects buyers and sellers and confirms authenticity and condition. If you think you have something special, do not clean the coin. Cleaning destroys value instantly. Leave it exactly as you found it. Place it in a protective holder and seek expert evaluation. The story of the 2022 P Washington quarter proves something powerful. Valuable coins are not only found in ancient times, they can be hiding in your pocket right now. This is why coin collecting is exciting, thrilling, and full of surprises. Many people spend their entire lives without checking their change. Others take a moment to look closer, and that moment can change everything. Imagine finding a quarter that could pay off debts, fund dreams, or become a legendary piece in a collection. This is not about luck alone, it is about awareness, knowledge, and curiosity. Every major coin discovery started with someone asking a simple question: what if this is different? The Washington quarter has always represented American history and strength, and now the 2022 P version represents modern rarity and opportunity. As you watch this video, I want you to remember one thing: never underestimate small things. Big value often hides in plain sight. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2022 P Washington quarter and want more videos like this about rare coins, modern treasures, and unbelievable values, make sure to like, share, and subscribe because the next coin we talk about could be sitting on your desk right now. Check your pockets, check your jars, check your rolls because history is still being made one coin at a time.